What a goal! Curls across towards
Good morning, Ara. It's 9:15. It's Sunday. It's match day. It's Notts. It's Chesterfield against Notts. Grimsby against Salford. It's League Two playoff day. First legs. How you doing, Ara?
I'm not bad. Hopefully they're a bit better. Obviously, across the whole playoffs campaign so far, only been 2 goals. Hopefully they're a bit more better, but we'll see. How are you doing, Mark?
I'm not bad. Morning, Simon. You know what, though? Watching the playoffs yesterday, the Stevenage Stockport game.
Yeah,
And the
made his first time
Bolton, and the Bolton Bradford game in League One. You're like, looking, how are these teams in the playoffs?
Yeah,
Did you know what I mean? That's the thing.
I know. It wasn't the
Yeah, I'm
best,
not
was
bad.
it? But then I did enjoy Bolton yesterday. I thought that was good.
So, how's the morning match day nerves? Are you nervous?
You know what? No nerves yet, but I'm sure as time passes by, might get a couple of nerves.
You know what, though? Like we did say just before we come on, it's like, yeah, you're not, because of the league results, you're like, they beat us twice, Chesterfield has. But
Yep.
they're going into this game expecting like the fans
wins.
are. They're
Yeah.
expecting that they're going to just roll us over. And that's, I don't know, you can't, playoffs are a different kettle of fish. You know what I mean?
That could go against you.
Yeah, it could go against you. It could go opposite way. I don't know. Do you think it's going to be tight? Because most of the playoff games so far in the Championship and League One have been really tight, cagey affairs.
Yeah, I think it'll be tight because obviously it normally is between us and Chesterfield. It'll probably be either 2-1 if it was to either teams, or probably 2-2 or 1-1 draws.
Good morning, Graham. Good luck today. We need it.
Good morning, Graham.
Who do you think is going to win in the National League final today? Is it going to be Rochdale or Boreham Wood? I mean, I'd like to see Boreham Wood go. Well, just for the underdog sort of story in that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough, whatever we do today. Let's have a look at Ari's predicted lineup.
Ooh,
I mean,
first.
would you change that now? Because we did this earlier in the week. Would you change that now, knowing that Tangen's back?
You know what I would change is if Tangen is fully fit, which he looks like he is. I would change him for Luca because he's a bit more like tactical minded with his passes going forward. But then Luca does have a little bit more body strength in him, don't he? So in some sort, yes, but then Luca's kind of in form with 2 goals, 3 assists, I think. So it all depends, but maybe for that tactical mindset, but obviously for more everything, probably not. But we'll wait and see. But apart from that, I probably won't change anything. I'll probably just keep it the same, to be honest.
Rochdale, hopefully. See, the thing is, if Boreham Wood beat them, that makes the National League stronger. And next season, you got you and Rochdale. Rochdale go up. You and Scunthorpe are probably the 2 strongest teams. I can't see none of the teams going down, coming straight back up or being near the top.
No.
You see what I mean? So it's a bit like when there was us, Wrexham and Chesterfield all going at it that year.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? So Rochdale going up would make it easier for like Carlisle next year, I would say. Not that any of it's like easy, you know what I mean?
You got a good derby there next year, haven't you? Carlisle versus Barrow.
And there's my predicted lineup. Would I change it? You know what? I'd probably play Tangen in there and bring Luca off in the second half. I'd probably do that. Want Tangen there.
Yeah.
There's still keep on Love. But then would you put Robinson and Iapenda or Robinson and Marty Palmer in there and move Iapenda up with on Love? You know what I mean? And then swap Luca out. Anyway, it's a difficult one.
It is.
It's
we'll find out about, 5:30?
No, it's going to be about 5 o'clock in it. We will find out.
Yeah,
Maybe
5
quarter to
p.m.,
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
around that time when the
4:45.
lineups come out.
Yeah.
I nearly removed you, Aaron. Nearly removed you.
Wow.
It would make it easier next year. Still hard with Scudder, Boreham Wood, and Southend. Boreham Wood. The thing is, if you remember, like from when we was in the National League, Boreham Wood was always there and thereabouts. And they always seem to fail at the last hurdle. You know, but whoever you play in any league, it's going to be tough. Whether it's the National League, whether it's League One, League Two, there's no easy games. No easy games at all.
So far in the playoffs, they've been a tight contest between the whole Championship
But
and
yeah.
League One game. So who says League Two ain't? So
yeah, I mean Paul Cook's interview. You know what I mean? I always used to have a dislike to Paul Cook, and I don't know why. I think him and the Rochdale manager from forgot his name from 2009-10 season. I absolutely missed it. I think it's Bill
agree,
or something. Graham's not worried about overrated or arrogant, not bothered. I don't think they're going to be strong enough to come straight back up or even create a sort of challenge. Paul Cook's sort of record in the
playoffs
is
good,
dreadful. No.
I mean, he does
even
talk
makes a
about that
joke
in his
about
interview. Yeah, didn't he say? What did he say now?
He says Martin Patterson over in Nottingham will be rubbing his hands together.
He's like rubbing his hands together. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it showed a different side to Paul Cook, which I don't really pay attention to. I just see sort of like what happens in games and stuff. But I thought it was really good.
And then when the person asked, "Are you excited?" and then he goes, "I never said I was excited."
Yeah. The most important things they've got to go out and enjoy it. They have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to win both legs.
2-1.
It'd be good.
I will take that.
But I'd take a 1-0 in both legs. You know what I mean? It's about winning. That's all you got to do is win.
Well, I mean, not for the nerves, but yeah, I'll take anything but a loss.
But then the unrealistic me would take a 6-0. You know what I mean? That's being totally unrealistic. But
yeah,
it's like what you hadn't seen in the playoffs so far is a team to grab it by the scruff of the neck and absolutely go for it. You know what I mean? And absolutely like lever a team.
Yeah, go for it.
You haven't seen that in the playoffs. It's all cagey. You know what I mean?
It is. I don't like it.
I mean,
not for the
our record since coming back up from the league, National League since Chesterfield got promoted the season after.
It's been pretty even.
We've got 1 point out of 12 playing them, but this ain't a league game. This is a two-legged playoff.
A playoff game, yeah.
I mean, our detriment, what we got to do is keep 11 players on the pitch. Anybody loses a boot, get Norburn well away from it. You know what I mean? They've got to enjoy the occasion, not be like as frightened of a big crowd. They're used to playing a decent sized crowd at home anyway, so playing away shouldn't be any different. Yeah, got to argue with a referee. Yeah. And congratulations to Hornchurch and Kidderminster, both up into the National League.
Yeah,
Torquay threw it away.
JJ. Yeah, they did. Yeah, didn't they win it in like the 118th minute or whatever it was?
You know what? I gave up watching it, did I? I turned the Liverpool game on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, we're not. So win first leg 4-0 and lose second leg 5-0. Hope not. 5-0. Hope not. Yeah.
But we haven't really many times this season we've scored more than 2 or 3 goals in a game. Beat Tranmere. One of them where we scored more. I'd like to see a team, even both teams just go for it, like a Bayern Munich.
Yeah, go for it.
PSG sort of game.
That was said in the Paul Cook interview, isn't it? Do you not want a game like PSG or Bayern in the first game?
Yeah, I'd love a game like that. That'd be for entertainment wise. It'd keep you interested in a game. It was like it beat really good. I mean, Middlesbrough yesterday, Southampton. Middlesbrough first half had 76% possession, 24 for Southampton. The Bolton game last night against Bradford, the 76 for Bolton in the first half, 24% possession, but no goals in the first half. I want to see goals in the first half as well. I'm nervous about
absolutely. I'm nervous about
Notts. Masters their own downfall. They can put it right though. You know what I mean? This time, in 12 hours' time, the game will be nearly over. You know what I mean? And we'll know what we got to do or what we got to defend. You know what I mean? And be humble. If you take a lead, even if it's 2-0 or 1-0 or 2-1, be humble for the second leg. Because as Forest fans found out, taking a 1-0 lead back to go to Villa Park, they absolutely got trounced in the second leg. So you just got to be humble.
Yeah.
But we know if Chesterfield beat us 1-0, we're not going to hear the end of it until Friday. But you're still not out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Still not out of it one bit. And we've got Tangen back, which offers us a different sort of kind of player. Whether it's the right sort of player for the right this type of game. But I still feel for Bexray, I do feel for him a lot. Now, are we confirmed this is a referee error? Because there's two different referees on different apps, isn't there?
Yeah, because I think it's Flashcore, I believe. Can I get it up? It says
a 1-0 lead in the first log means nothing.
It's like,
Ask Bradford fans. You know what though? I did see Johnny's video. I don't know if you've seen it, Graham, and he absolutely said the same thing. He was like, "I remember
the EFL thingy one. It says Will Finney." So
yeah, I did see Johnny's video. Did you see Johnny's video where he goes, "Oh, Bradford was winning 1-0 and they lost like 3-1 to Carlisle." I think it was 3-1. He said in the second
on
leg.
the EFL thingy, it does confirm that it is Will Finney.
Yeah. So that is Will Finney.
Because there's like assistant referees, fourth official, and then there's a reserve assistant referee, which is Rob Smith.
I mean, it means nothing, does it? Because if you think all these cards and everything else means nothing, how a referee is going to referee in a game.
No.
And it's your players and the challengers and, let's say, the back chat that will give the referee or decide how many cards he gives in a game. Do you know what I mean? So there's that aspect as well. The players have got to go out and enjoy it. Keep 11 players on the pitch and just play with freedom. Then you can play with freedom. Points not in both legs, with both legs as well.
Yeah.
With your football boots on, not being thrown anywhere. What? Who do you think is going to score?
I mean, there's no points to play for, is there? So you've got nothing to lose. If it's Mabic and 2-1, I'll probably go with Jatta and Jatta and I'll say Jatta and Cerula, maybe.
Jatta and Cerula. So I'd go. I'd probably Iapenda, Jatta, and then for the Chesterfield goal, because he always scores, Dobra.
Oh, Dobra, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'd go for. If I was going for 2-1, but I don't know. Is the playoff games we've seen so far been that open? Has there been that many goals? Mark, Mandeville and Dobra at all costs, yeah? You've got what's his name?
Yeah, exactly. Lee Bonnis.
Not Lee Bonnis, the other one, what they've got on loan.
Will Great.
No, Swindon. Oh, what's his name? I can remember it because I just can't remember his name altogether. I can remember him talking about it, and I think you gotta stop them playing. You got to make it uncomfortable. We can't give them spaces. You know what I mean?
No, it's our 7th playoff campaign in the last 9 seasons.
Yeah, and we've gone up where the year has been like a 3.
Yeah.
So if you go 3 years on, is that a sign that we're playing Chesterfield in the playoffs
It
3
is,
years
yeah,
on from
yeah.
the last time we played them in the playoffs?
Notts&bolts and at Wembley, yeah.
I mean, whatever. Even if we go through this over the 2 legs, whoever you face in the final, whatever side goes through, whether it's Chesterfield or Notts, and that's what Paul Cook says, he'd be the first to congratulate Notts if they go through.
And I'm sure Patterson will be the same.
Yeah, but whoever you play, it's going to be tough in the final as well. You know, there's not going to be an easy game.
No, and also at Wembley, you got that extra space on that pitch where, obviously, if it is Salford you're playing, they're used to obviously, them at home, it's kind of a tight pitch, isn't it? And then you got to be used to all types of pitches, don't you? So
yeah, but we struggle on tighter pitches than we do more open pitches. It's not progression because most of them were in the National League. I tend to agree. And a lot of them National League ones was failures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As my trader thoughts just right out my head. It's just like I was ready to say something. It's God.
Yeah, just gone. Yeah. It's not the progress because most were in National League.
If you look at a lot of the stats, and we watched not the 20 podcast, not the top. I think and they review this game. And for passes complete, Notts the second, Chesterfield first. We're so evenly matched. Even though we're not so much.
There was that one stat that interested me, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, there's all them stats where we're so like each other, even though we've moved away from passes complete.
Yes.
We was above Chesterfield on that, weren't it? But we're quite similar in the aspect of all the stats, and even they was struggling to sort of fingers apart. You know what I mean? But stats mean no. You know what I mean? You could have all these stats and everything else. You could have 99% possession. Unless the ball's in the back of the net, it means nothing.
It doesn't mean nothing. No.
I thought Paul Cook, when he says about when you start looking back, when he was talking about Salford could have gone up on the last day and all this, every team can look back and say, well, if we'd picked these, he says the points in November, October, September are just as important as they are now. Yeah,
they are.
But when you look you look back at them sort of games and say, but every game is important. On a positive,
he goes on about where those points are important.
They came back and won. Yeah, I mean, Torquay. Remember, there used to be a football league club as well.
Yeah, it's just because it's just because it is the last day of the season. Then teams go where, if we would have got this point, we would have done it. If we would have got this one more 3 points, we could have done it. But I just think getting as many points as you can early on means a lot. But I think all points are as crucial as the more. So
yeah, but you can have stages in seasons, aren't you, where you're really good, you're poor, you're going to go through runs, you're going to have injuries, what impact. And I think you look at the last 6 weeks of the season, we missed keyish players. Jody James is out missing at Salford, and we've got all them sort of players back. So it's going to be a different type of game. If we had certain players in them games,
it will be.
Like Jatta was out after the Salford one for 3 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at key parts, we've
Jetta
missed
was
key
banned for the
players.
first couple of games of the season, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, you got to just think that probably our defence is like we can't afford any injuries
No.
today in defence or like Friday in defence because that's probably our weakest part of the pitch. But
Yeah.
as people call him, we've got concrete rod in the centre of defence.
Concrete rod.
I don't know.
I've never heard that one before.
You know what I mean? Concrete rod in the middle of the defence.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Nest. I mean, your ideal pairing would be Mikari, Platt, and then Badu, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's the ideal back
Yeah.
three. But McDonald, I think he's probably one of the most sort of like improved players, I would say, over the season,
Yeah.
in my opinion, from like how he was last season.
Yeah.
Remember Joe Palmer saying we're more sustainable in
the-
League Two? Makes you wonder about ambition. But that's what we called McDonald at Carlisle, concrete rod. That's where it comes from.
Concrete rod.
A concrete rod. See, the thing is, what? Yeah, you could become sustainable, but then where is your ambition?
To go forward.
Go forward, because then you just become a team where it's like stalemate. You're just happy to be a part of the football league. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was another thing interesting on that, not the 20 podcast thing, it's about where the goes, well, Notts ain't got these owners who can pump like lots of cash in and everything else. They have this data model. He referred back to, say, also like the technical board. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. Weren't there someone saying like that technical board was sort of like disbanded or it was like scaled down a little bit? I'm sure there's
something like that. Yeah.
So, like at the beginning of the season, like they said in that thingy, is like they sort of wrote us off. They didn't expect us to be where we are now.
Morning, Mr. Shill.
And I'd sort of think it's better to be the underdog. I know everyone's saying Grimsby's the underdog from a fluttering line. You know what I mean? It's something like 3-1. Morning, Mr. Shaw. The stability is an horrible term. They mean it as just a business, not as a football club. Exactly.
Yeah.
But a football club, see, this is thing is about data. They say data is emotionless, and it is. But the fans aren't emotionless, are they? Because fans are invested by emotions. You react by emotions. You know what I mean? And not many football owners make money out of running a football club. You know what I mean?
No.
It's a very hard thing to make money out of.
You lose more than you do make than you make.
I don't think, unless you like a real big buyer would come in and say, right, I want to give you, I don't know, 40 million, because the brothers must be into what 20 odd million pounds worth of like they're out their own pocket.
That guy now, it's just a business.
Yeah. So, like, if you're 20 million pound in, or 22, 24, 25 million pound you've invested in a club, you're writing that off basically. For a League Two club, no one's going to come in and say, right, here's 40 million and take it off your hands. You know what I mean? So,
I agree. Yeah.
So realistically, you're just donating money in a way. But fans invest their money in the team and they invest their emotions in the team. You don't support a team and like don't care whether you've lost like 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got that different aspects.
Unless you're Wrexham.
Unless you're Wrexham. Yeah. Unless you're Wrexham. But them sort of the things don't come around that often,
all
do
the
they?
time. No.
If you remember back to the Monto finance, I think it was all great at the start, but when the wheels started coming off of that, and I know It should never have been ratified. How can you have a credit note from basically a made up bank, virtually, which was pointless?
Yeah.
It was ratified by the FA and the Football League and everything else. There was this guarantee, £5 million guarantee. That could have destroyed, that could have wrecked, that could have ended Notts County as a football club. You know what I mean? We might have had Spengler and Ericsson. He could have demanded his money. A lot of other people could have demanded their money, and the club wouldn't have existed in its current form. So, we did get promotion eventually in that season, but look at the long-term damage it's done to the football club. After that, you got Ray True, then Ardley, then through mistakes, through that being sold to Munto, the mistakes, eventually we end up in the National League after all that time. You know what I mean? So whatever happens, it's one of them. You know what I mean? We've got owners, they're cautious, they do things differently, but the club is a Football League club. And like, you don't want to be in the National League. We went when we went down to the National League, we went down there and we thought we was coming straight back up.
It was going to be easy. Yeah, straight back up.
Yeah, it's going to be easy. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It took us, 4 goes? You know what I mean?
When in our first season, we got to the playoff final.
Yeah. And you become... Yeah. And it's like, you think you got to come straight back up.
But it's not easy. It's not easy.
We're savers of the club's fans. Forget that. Yeah, there was in a way, but they also did things as well. There was, you know what I mean? There was saviours and that, but you're only remembered, aren't you? You're only like judged on how the success on the pitch. It don't matter whether you're a good owner or you're doing things right or whatever. It's the results on the pitch what sort of the hardest league to get out of the country is the National League. It is. And if you're an older person, I can remember when it was 1 up, 1 down. So if you went down, you could be down there for donkey's years before 2003, when it went to more than one place, 1 automatic and then 1 playoff place. Mansfield Judge Brothers, it will be on whenever they leave, whenever they sell up or whatever. They will be judged on the success the club has, not necessarily in the National League, but going forward. Would you know what I mean? And does pumping a load of money into a club guarantee success? No. I remember Derby spending 20 odd million, thinking they was going to get into the Premier League. That never happened. And then somewhere down the line,
no, it didn't. No.
The club ends up suffering long term. And that's the figure. You like short term success. Like with the Monto thing, you have that short term success. 1 season, you go up, you get promoted.
Yeah, think about the
you stay up.
Yeah.
And then you come down and you're like, back to League 2, and you just like in that sort of like no man's land. Remember the Supporters Trust as well, where we just survival is the key every year. The great escape every single year. You don't, as a football club and as a fan base, you don't want that. You don't want to be surviving every single year.
No.
You want to see progression on the pitch. You want to see things moving in the right direction. I mean, like the Nest is there. Fans will say, well, that's making X amount of money. I bet the Nest hasn't turned a profit yet.
Probably not.
Pumping money, it can bring success, but you need good coaching staff to balance that. Exactly. So like the Nest probably cost, over £1 million altogether put in there. That's probably not even made a profit yet. There's the thing, the partnership they got with the university, the money they're spending on the training ground and stuff. yeah, you might not see that straight away, but it may bring success further down the line. Better facilities
Yeah.
may help you bring better players in. Going shopping now. I'll speak to you later. Good luck. Enjoy your shopping, Graham.
Enjoy your shopping.
You know what I mean? That could bring you success further down the line. It might bring you an added benefit further down the line. But as a fan base, you see, well, this is being spent here. Why can't that be spent on playing squads? But then you've got like the financial fair play rules where like investment out of there don't affect what you could spend on the squad because there's different rules. Like if the owners put £1 million into the club, they only can spend 50% of that. So that's only 500,000. They only can spend that on a playing budget. But if you get somebody else to put £1 million into the club, you could spend all that 1 million on playing staff. Did you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And playing wages and stuff like that. So there's different. That's how certain clubs, say like Salford, get around with these rules.
Yeah.
Because if your owners put it in, you're restricted on how much can go towards a playing budget. But if somebody external buys some equity share in the club, say like 5 million, they put 5 million in, or a 2.5 million, you can spend all that £2.5 million on wages in your playing budget. Where, if it comes from your owners, you're restricted.
Yeah.
And so, as an owner, would you think, right, I could spend £1 million on them, and that has nothing to do with that. But if I want to spend £1 million on the playing budget extra, I've got to put over 2 million in to spend the same amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't you think all the other things you do away in the long term makes the more club a more saleable item? I'm never say that they would actually sell the club or that thing, but the more facilities you've got what come along with the club makes the club more attractive.
It does, don't it? Yeah.
I still think they are planning off-field stuff. I don't know. Whoever knows that they're quiet, they keep themselves to themselves, that you don't see, you see them at some games. I think I spoke to one of them once. I do sort of like that. You've got different type of owners. They're like more in the background. Other owners are more visible, more like active on social media. It can go one way or the other. Look at the Peterborough owner.
Connected with the family.
Look at the Peterborough owner. I mean, he's all over social media. He went on a night out. You got him texting Luke Williams saying he loves him and stuff. But you know what I mean? So you got different type of owners. Look at Alan Harder. No more to say about that, but just look what happened there. But just that's one of them. But going forward, the club's in good hands. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to put us in a place where we're going to be like going around with collection tins and stuff. But all we can ask tonight is that the players give 100%. And I think a few players, you could say Jatta owes us some goals. You know what I mean? From like if you look back at last year. And I just hope it's a really good game and both sets of fans respect each other, have your banter and everything else. Hope no one gets hurt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a really good game and a good spectacle. And then we go again on like Friday night. The score predictions, you go in there, proper score predictions.
2-1 Notts.
2-1 Notts. I'm going to go a 3-1. Need unity if some players ain't up for it. We get problems. Yeah, they've all got to be up for it, 100%. And I don't know how no player can be not up for it. 0-0. I'd take a 0-0. An entertaining 0-0.
Yeah.
I'll take an
Put it that way.
entertaining 0-0. not a boring 0-0 where they won, where there's hardly any shots on target. You want in a game where an entertaining 0-0 is where you got goalkeeper saves and like the goalkeepers are the best players on the pitch. You know what I mean? Either side.
Yeah.
Not this like where it's just going over the top of the bar and all that lot. You just want an entertaining game. But do you think then that if it was 0-0, do you think that adds more pressure on the home team in the second leg?
I don't know. I mean, it's where guess both teams not really out of advantage going into the second leg because it's 0-0, but it does add more pressure to where if it does finish a draw, it could go to extra time and then penalties. So I don't know.
Coventry. You know, I remember the second leg of that Coventry game. I was in the family stand with my lad. It was like, no. But I think that second leg, and I think if it's 0-0 or there's a 1-0 lead either way to like us or figure, our crowd, all of the crowd, all three stands, which are or 3.5, which is going to be, have got to be the loudest they've ever been.
Yeah.
It's got to be like that sort of game against MK Dons where all the sort of like things was going at Dan Crowley. That sort of atmosphere.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. That was a great atmosphere towards one player.
It was a great atmosphere, but that was aimed at one player. If we can do it, if all the stands can do it for that, then we should be able to do it on a Friday night against Chesterfield.
Yeah.
If Jonathan Portugal stood, or it all changed, or would change, yeah. There was some questionable refereeing decisions in that game against Coventry. Very questionable.
Yeah.
But you could say Grimsby in the playoffs. Shall we? Grimsby as well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Questionable decisions again. But I hope it's going to be a cracking game.
You could say with York and Rochdale that final day, was that York goal line? Oh.
That's another thing. Would you add VAR into play?
Whatever will be
a shocking ref against Coventry.
Yeah, shocking ref against Coventry.
But I do think if it comes down to it being a really tight game, I do fancy Jody Jones to score a cracker. I just think he does that in them sort of games. Yeah.
Imagine it's the same one as
yeah. In front of the cop, like, just bang one in. Right, we shall be back on Wednesday with a roundup of the next two. There is watch-alongs. The times are on the bottom of the screen. Enjoy your Sunday if you go to the game. Have a wicked time. Stay safe. Safe travels to everybody. I will see you Wednesday. And come on, you pies.